Good evening, I am Nisha Charles.
And I am Deslyn Joseph.
And we are your presenters for today. Thank you for joining us for SAT TV News. Among the major developments, new access roads for the Kalinago territory along with housing for low-income families.
Montserrat in mourning after a tragic plane crash.
And Malala Yousafzai had bullet removed from her head after Taliban shooting. Details of these and other stories after the break.
Support local. Support SAT Telecommunications Limited, the people's choice. Join hands with us. Come and sign up for your digital TV connection today. We got the sharpest, cleanest, brightest digital TV connection. No antiquated analog service, only pure digital and many new packages coming soon. With latest in sports, movies, children programming and much more. So if you have your flat screen TV and you want to see quality TV, join now. Sign up today for your digital television. Support local, support SAT Telecommunications Limited, the people's choice. Support local, support SAT Telecoms Limited, the people's choice. Join hands with SAT and come in and sign up for your digital internet connection today. The fastest broadband digital internet. Why settle for imitation when you can get a better choice? Choose from our 5 packages. We've got the warm-up package going at 256 kilobytes for $28.75. We've got the Breezy package at 1.5 megabytes going at $57.50. We've got the Maverick package at 3 megabytes going at $69. We've got the Jetstream package at 4 megabytes going at $126.50. And we've got the Warp Drive package at 6 megabytes going at $241.50. So come in today and join in hands with the family of SAT Telecoms Limited and sign up for your fastest digital broadband internet service today. Thank you for staying with us. Now for the details of the news. Chief Scout Commissioner Mr. J.M. Bunty Liverpool has informed SAT TV that he will not be retiring because he strongly believes that a youth movement such as Scouting should be led by a Chief Commissioner level.
As U.S. Army General Douglas MacArthur put it, I am not retreating, I am advancing in another direction. A fledgling in 2007 and the years before, the Scout Association of Dominica could hardly muster 2 troops. Today, 5 years later, the association is poised for flight, with 16 troops now holding the line.
The commissioner says although some may think a younger person may be able to do the job better, he is still capable. Mr. Liverpool added that the troop and he look forward to a bright future, although it might be filled with challenge.
But also alive with promise. A fitting time for a change of guard. An intelligent time for a charge of new energy. Yes, prime time for me to move over. In moving over, I thank you for having housed the substance abuse program Wisdom to Know for all those years. Indeed, your generosity epitomizes one of the core aspects of our founder's 1937 farewell speech.
He says the aim of Scouting is to produce healthy, happy, helpful citizens of both sexes to eradicate the prevailing narrow self-interest.
Personal, political, sectarian, and national, and to substitute it for a broader spirit of self-sacrifice and service in the cause of humanity. I close quote. August 2012 not only marked my 60th birthday, it also marked my 45th birthday as a Scout. And as I peer down back the years, time telescopes.
Mr. Pontiff says that we need to be contented with what we have and make the best of it. He believes that we should look at the bright side of things instead of the gloomy ones.
As part of Dominica History Week, a lecture on Dominica's historical sites was given at the Arak House of Culture on Tuesday, October 9th. The aim of History Week is to create a greater awareness of Dominica's heritage, especially among the school children. Featured speaker at the lecture, Dr. Lennox Honeychurch, is an author and historian. He has made a great contribution to Dominica in researching, writing, and producing several historical publications, including the Dominica Story. Dr. Lennox Honeychurch says the heritage of nature is the first and most important thing that we should consider.
The forested mountains attract rainfall that maintains our rivers and our waterfalls. and it is the heritage. Heritage means that which has been inherited. So by being born in Dominica, or living in Dominica, we are the inheritors of this amazing land. And therefore, this is the first heritage site that we must consider. The sites of nature. Trafalgar Falls, Victoria Falls, Sari Sari Falls behind La Plaine, and lakes such as the Burri Lake.
One of our most significant natural sites is the Boiling Lake. Dr. Honeychurch says this is representative of our formation and tells how Dominica was formed and how today there is still bubbling springs beneath our mountains.
Dominica has the dubious reputation of having the highest concentration of live volcanoes anywhere on Earth. Nowhere else in the world will you find an area of less than 300 square miles with 9 live volcanic centers. Now when we say live, we mean that beneath them there is magma chambers of hot rock. And it is the water seeping down through the crust of the earth and touching those hot rocks and then being forced back up like water in a kettle.
An example of mythic geography in Dominica is L'Escalier Tetché at Siniku. Scientifically, it is a volcanic formation called a dike.
Usually you have a mountain peak and you have the eruption coming through a vent in that mountain. But there are many parts of Dominica where the earth cracked and the magma came up through that crack in a long, thin line, and then when it reached the surface, it hardened. And it hardened into crystals looking like staircase, like steps of a staircase. And this is the case at L'Escalier Tetché.
One of our main sites is the Indian River. Dr. Honeychurch has been asking for this river to be protected by law because it is a very important heritage site.
It is a very important heritage site because it is where Europeans who arrived after Christopher Columbus met the indigenous people. And the indigenous people lived up the banks of the river. And of course that is why it has its name, Indian River. In the old days, before the Europeans came, they called the river and the bay Uyuhwao. 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 And we feel it relates to the river because that was so important to them.
Over 60 sites have been found where people lived before Christopher Columbus sighted Dominica in 1493. The lecture proved to be very interesting to students from the Convent High School, Dominica Grammar School, Portsmouth Secondary School, Wesley High School, and a few others.
And in more local news, great things occurred in the Kalinago territory as the signing ceremony for the construction of the access roads as well as the construction of the Kalinago Territory Low-Income Housing Project took place on Tuesday, October 9, 2012. The objective of this project is to enhance the capability of residents and institutions in the Carib Territory and manage development interventions. Residents hope that this will provide an enabling environment in the developing of small and micro enterprises.
The project comprises of 6 main components: a retrofitting training program, preparation of a local area plan for the Carib Territory, institutional strengthening and capacity development, construction of access roads, construction of resource centers, and an enterprise and cultural development facility. A project implementation unit was set up in 2008 at the office in Gullet River for a period of approximately 3 years up to December 2011.
Carib Chief Mr. Garnett Joseph stated that the residents have been waiting for about 13 years. He says this marks the beginning of a process that will allow the public to see the full benefits of the Carib Territory. The chief says that he understands that the funding may take longer than expected.
But we know the situation with funding donor agencies that they do not grind very quickly. But in spite of that, I still believe that the residents of the territory could have seen the implementation of this project, the different components, much quicker. It's unfortunate though that we have to put the Badaka Training Center on hold for now, and we have to look at the connecting road from the Salibah Church to the KBA. because we think that is an important link road.
Parliamentary Representative for Salibe Constituency and Minister of Caribbean Affairs Mr. Ashton Grano says the most important resource of the country is its human resource.
And this project has sought to address that aspect. Last year, 28 of our men and women were trained in a construction module with emphasis on retrofitting buildings to withstand natural phenomena such as storms and hurricanes. These artisans have been empowered and many are employed in the construction industry both here and island-wide. In August this year, local consultants Eclipse Inc. completed training for leaders and potential leaders of the various institutions and organizations operating in the Kalinago territory.
The Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Roosevelt Skerrit, stated that this project is in the sum of $1.86 million, and this is a major investment which every country should do to better their communities. Mr. Skerrit added that the Carib territory has a lot of attractive resources that needs to be showcased.
So the road is not just to drive on alone. It is how can we utilize it to enhance agricultural production? How can we utilize it to enhance our taking advantage of tourism potential in that area? Because it is a scenic drive and lends itself to tremendous economic opportunities. Later today we'll be signing the contracts for additional houses to be built in the Carib territory, and also handing over, I believe, 10 that have been constructed so far. So we are committed to this, and we have taken due regard with regards to the concerns raised and the outstanding issues to address.
After the signing took place from the construction of the access roads, a low-income housing project founded by the People's Republic of China was unveiled.
China has been dedicating itself to promoting the exchanges and cooperation between our two countries, especially providing assistance on the projects which benefit the public. Thanks to the concerted efforts of both sides, China funded economic and social projects in Dominica are being carried out smoothly and rapidly. As the first inhabitants on the enchanting islands, Kalinago people have a long history and splendid culture which significantly enrich the cultural diversity and add value to the heritage of the natural islands and the Caribbean region. We are very glad to see that the China-funded housing project was implemented in the Kalinago territory. The construction of 10 houses has been completed and will be put into use very soon. Today, the second phase of the project, constructing another 10 houses, will be initiated. We are looking forward to the early completion of this project, and we believe that this project will improve the living conditions of those who need a helping hand in the territory.
Mr. Skerritt commended the People's Republic of China as well as the Cuban Embassy for their major contributions.
These gifts are even more of a treasure because these are resources I am sure the government of China could have used to provide the very same housing for its people. Because there is in fact poverty and challenges in China, even if it is the second largest economy in the world. I also wanted to place again on public record my gratitude to the government of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, who have in large measure been the pioneers of the financing of the housing revolution in Dominica.
That was the Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt in the Kalinago Territory. And in more news, First Caribbean International Bank, FCIB, Unsung Heroes for 2012 is Mr. Bonte Liverpool from Granby. The Unsung Hero program is the bank's flagship program which seeks out those in the community who make a difference in other people's lives every day without flair. This year, 41 nominations were entered in the program. Mrs. Rhoda Lawrence, Business Support Officer at First Caribbean International Bank, says Mr. Liverpool has been involved in his community through scout organizations, credit unions, and adult literacy programs, to name a few.
He succumbed to attraction of drugs and fell away. He credits prayers from his mother and his belief in God for his recovery, and is now using that experience to rehabilitate other drug addicts. He has a program that he has developed and has been seeing positive results from it. Our 2012 Unsung Hero winner is Bonte Liverpool of Granby.
Mr. Liverpool thanks the Unsung Heroes program for assisting people who want to transform their lives.
Us, through God's help, transforming the lives of people who have fallen through the cracks. Vulnerable people, if you want. And so once again, gentlemen and ladies, let me just say thanks to God for his magnanimity, and thanks to the bank for creating such an innovative program.
A major help to his success has been the Wisdom to Know program.
And what that program does is it actively seeks out drug addicts and alcoholics, because that was what I was involved in, drugs and alcohol. It actually seeks out those people who are most unwanted in the community, take them into a 10-month program. 1 month of detox, 3 of Alcoholics Anonymous step work, 3 of relapse prevention techniques, and 3 months again of social and vocational skills.
He says the money he received from the First Caribbean International Bank will help sustain the Wisdom to Know program and enable them to educate the facilitators of the program. More than 60 people have accessed the program in the past. Mr. Liverpool receives US $6,000 from the Unsung Heroes program, and he will also be entered into a regional competition to win US $7,000 towards his cause. An award ceremony will be held at the Evergreen Hotel on October 20th, 2012, where Mr. Liverpool will receive his check. This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights.